Today, I am walking you through how I combat burnout without feeling like I'm constantly treading water. In this video, we are covering 7 chapters, each one building on the last, on how you can combat the burnout feeling as soon as today. And the last chapter just might surprise you. First, SOPs, or Standard Operating Procedures. It's a term used for routine tasks that you do daily, otherwise known as daily habits, daily chores, standard operating procedures. At work, these for me involve calling, sending emails, as well as doing administrative tasks to ensure everyone is kept in the loop, as well as my metrics are met. Additionally, it can be as simple as being at home, brushing your teeth, making your bed. These are all standard operating procedures that happen daily. Now, the reason I mention this is because most people just meander about life, about their tasks, and get them done half-assed. It's a very inefficient way to do things. In order to measure and schedule things, you have to understand how long each task is going to take. Get as much in your head out. Having things in your brain complicates the creativity and brain power that you have for other tasks throughout the day. So I highly recommend writing them out, putting them in a habit tracking app or wherever else you need to see them daily to make sure that they're done, but you're not focusing your energy on remembering them. They can be ready for you to check off. This frees up your mental space so you can actually perform at a winning level. Speaking of winning levels, the next building block you might not believe is starting tomorrow, today. This is similar to the SOPs, those standard operating procedures, except you're looking at what needs to be done tomorrow. What tasks do you need to do to set yourself up for success so that you don't have to give brain power into making sure those are done. Here, you spend some time, no more than 15 minutes a night, to plan out things you need to do today. Appointments, extracurriculars, work, side hustles. You're gonna discern which amount of time is gonna be allocated to each activity. And this is gonna give you the mental space to only focus on that activity rather than feel like you're playing catch up all the time. As in life, when you have no direction, any road is going to get you there. Find the direction you need by planning out tomorrow, tonight. It's also important to plan your day for what is required to happen to meet your goals rather than your best effort, because sometimes your best effort will not be good enough. Plan for that. The next one here is a controversial chapter that sometimes you can get made fun of for. Calendar uses outside of work. People make fun of me for using a calendar outside of work. And so what do I tell them? Nothing, because their opinion doesn't matter to me. Just as it shouldn't matter for you when you're structuring your days to make sure you're getting what you need done accomplished. Creating calendar events for your SOPs, meeting up with friends, and general downtime is an excellent way to structure your day where you're not going to have to be worried about overlapping tasks, helping you make the best use of your time and get more done. Next up, time boxing. But what is time boxing? Let me tell you. Time boxing is the act of managing out blocks of time within a specific time frame to make sure tasks are getting done. For example, how I time box, I'll pick an open time slot, press down on my application, and create the event. Now, after I've created the event, I title it, add any subtasks I need, set how long that's going to be, and if it needs to be a repeat event until the task is finished. Once I'm done, I click out, and now it's ready to go. I've actually tried several apps, both indie and Google apps. The one I've actually found that works the best is a small-known app called TickTick. Let's face it, most people aren't operating at their full capacity. When you feel overworked, you stop trying because emotions cloud judgment and leave little room for creativity or actual productivity. There are 2 versions of a person's day: unstructured and structured, or lazy and productive. Sometimes we don't even want or mean to be lazy. It just feels like we're doing a lot, running around the hamster wheel just to try and stay caught up. Well, psychology says there's a difference between productive maintenance and doing it when you feel like it. In fact, a famous quote from a book you all might know, it is called Atomic Habits. You do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. Now, this is what my calendar and my habits look like. This is why I'm at the level I'm at, because of my minimum acceptable standard. Now, when I work within these structured timeframes, how do I keep myself going at this level? I use a little something called an intentional reward system. Before we get into reward systems, comment a productivity hack or tip that has helped you more in your day-to-day and allowed you to do more with less time. I look forward to seeing those. Intentional reward systems. Workaholics, this one is for you. The reason I say that is because I'm a workaholic. It has also been the hardest for me to understand because I enjoy working so much. I will work until I'm completely exhausted. But I end up getting lost in working instead of working for an outcome. So to build the good habit of long and productive work, I use the intentional reward system. To replicate the amount of productivity and work I was able to get out of myself over a long term, without feeling that burnout feeling, I had to try something a little bit different. This is where I started using an intentional reward system. I had to train my brain to love the reward. How so? By rewarding myself from a scheduled, productive, and measurable outcome, I will do one of two things. It usually comes down to nothing more than a $5 treat, a tasty pastry from a local bakery, or a coffee from one of the local coffee shops here. It gets me out of the house, I get to meet other people, and try a new drink, all while rewarding myself for that productive time frame I had. It is these types of little nuggets that keep me going and train myself for the long term, because I, like I'm sure you, can work for an extended amount of time without reward until you're completely exhausted. The question is, not how hard and how fast can you work, but for how long over a time horizon can you do that same work? In order to do that, you must train yourself to do that. And another hack, if you want to call it that, something else that I do, takes about 2 hours out of my time, is to experience something new in the city. Like I said, it only takes about 2 hours. I get to have a new experience of the city, decompress from the work, as well as have a fun story to tell to my colleagues, friends, family after the fact. With this, I build an awesome repository of stories that I can share at any time. Now, my final chapter might surprise you. Meditation, or what I like to call intentional disconnection. I do this in 3 ways: walking, silence, and general mindfulness. Now, there's no one way to do meditation. For some people, it's driving on roads at night with no music. For some people, it is sitting in a formal posture. For me, it is just intentional silence where I take time to separate from my thoughts, my work, and I just leave time for me, myself, and I. There was a study done in 2004 by Robert Emmons and Michael McCullough, which revealed that gratitude lessens the level of cortisol in the bloodstream over time. Callie Smith of the Oracle wrote on November 8th, the most profound thing revealed in the study was not only does gratitude lessen stress, but gratitude and anxiety cannot exist in the same brain at the same time. Therefore, a practical solution to when we feel anxious is to practice gratitude. I have also linked the study in the description. When I meditate, that silence is accompanied by how can I feel grateful for things that have led to this moment. For me, I reflect on things like my friends, my family, the work and achievements I've done so far, the ability to reflect, similar to you who may be using Wi-Fi or sitting on your couch or laying in your bed watching this very video. Each thing has allowed you to be able to watch this video today. You're in a comfortable spot and you have the connection to do so. In a similar manner, in order to perform my level of work, I have to be grateful for the things that allow me to be. My healthy body, my mind, and my community, which all allow me to do these things. Each of these 7 chapters is going to be something that can help you eliminate stress in your job. I truly hope that this has been helpful. And as always, thank you for your most valuable asset, your attention. Like this video if one of the 7 chapters was helpful for you. And before you go, check out these videos as well. That's all. Bye.